Today we are reviewing the Negri Milano violin case, and this is the very first case review I'm doing on this channel because I haven't done many in the past, and I figured, and what better way to start doing case reviews than the Negri violin case. And there's a lot to like about the Negri violin case, but there are some features that I'm kind of on the fence about, and I want to get your opinion on as well in the comment section below. I acquired this, I got this as a gift from another student who was switching out violin cases and asked me if I wanted this one. And I said yes, definitely wanted this Negri violin case, so that way I can use for my own personal use, but also review it on the channel. What I like about this case is that this is a very traditional violin case. You're going to get all the compartments that you need pretty much in this violin case. If you're a teacher who holds a lot of accessories, different like finger tape, rosins, I don't know, different variety of pencils, whatever the case may be, you have the storage in this violin case. And I think this is a pretty sturdy violin case. Now, I do want to point out some unique details about the Negri violin case. You may notice on, I'm going to zoom in, right over here, we have the Negri logo pretty much featured all around this case. Now I'm going to twist and turn, and you might notice on the bottom, we have the ends over here. So one here, one here, one here, and it does come with some straps, which are right over here. And these are the straps which you can attach on the back. And these are pretty comfortable straps. And these are very heavy duty clips that, you know, you can simply just adjust it to your liking, to however high or low you want to put the clip. And then it's, you know, it's not gonna let go. Now, the one downside I have found that because I like wearing my violin case like a backpack, the one downside is if I connect all the clips, then I don't get a flat surface. So let me just show you very quickly what that will look like. I have all my clips installed now. Now, for someone who is going from rehearsal to rehearsal and you are, you know, maybe putting your violin case on a chair or putting it on the ground, you may notice that it's not going to be so flat. And you can see that the violin case kind of wiggles and wobbles. And I think that's where the newer violin cases of today have an advantage. So, you know, that's something to kind of take into consideration, that if you do have this violin case, you are going to struggle with the straps. You might want to kind of put the straps away. Or there's another way where you can put the strap if if you're not a backpack strapper, then you can put it on the side, which is pretty common. And if you are a professional violinist, you're probably holding your violin this way, and you're not going to be using it as a backpack. So that's another thing that you want to kind of think about if you're going to be putting it on the side, or if you want to put it as a backpack. But if you're a commuter, of course, the ideal thing is to put it in a backpack, but, you know, to each their own. I have the Milano violin case, and it is an olive green trim, and you can find this on the Negri violin case website, where you can have different colors: blue, red, green, like a tannish color. You have all sorts of different varieties in terms of the Milano trim. So this is a black canvas on the exterior. It has a pocket on the top here. So let me just show you this pocket. And it's a pretty standard oblong case pocket. You know, you have kind of like a water resistant type texture. It's not waterproof, but it's water resistant, I can assume. And it also comes with this little pouch inside the case cover, so you can put all sorts of different accessories, You can put your pencils, pens, erasers, whatever or extra set of strings. That's a great way to put your strings in there. Have a little dedicated compartment. And I'm gonna zip this up right over here. And let's open this up. So we have this blanket right over here. It's pretty nice. Even though this is a used violin case, I was able to clean this up a little bit. And in the next video on the channel, I'm gonna share with you how I cleaned this violin case. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Right off the bat, we have so many things to take note of. There's so much storage inside the violin case. We also have 4 bow compartments, which is accompanied by these pretty sturdy plastic bow holder right here. And you may notice that there are screws on each individual one. So in case you want to clean them, you could probably use a screwdriver or a screw gun and you can take them out. We also have a compartment on the right side. We have a compartment in the front near the violin scroll, and also a miniature violin case compartment here. Now, these are pretty standard. You know, in the modern violin cases, for instance, the BAM, there's not a lot of compartments. I feel like everyone is going towards a lightweight case that we don't have to put in a lot of accessories or any extra additional things. But for me, I do carry quite a bit of accessories. So for instance, I have my shoulder rest, which I have found this to be the best location for my shoulder rest. I've also put in some different pencils and pencil case, rosin, whatever the case may be. And then this tiny little compartment here I use for maybe something smaller, maybe a mute, different types of mutes. So I definitely like to put that in that dedicated slot when I'm not using a mute. And then we also have what's a nice touch is the leather strap, which helps me put my which helps secure my violin case. Now, what makes this violin case so special is because of its suspension system. Now, if you're in the market for any type of violin case, you want to be finding a violin case that has a good suspension system. So you might notice that there's a little bit of a lift here on the bottom of the violin case. That is so that you can keep the violin a little bit elevated. If the violin case does fall for whatever reason, then the violin is secure, doesn't touch the bottom or the top of the violin case. You also have this little, it feels like a foam here, but what it does, it actually keeps the violin pretty secure. So let's put the violin in, and you also have the straps. And I like the leather straps. It kind of gives it a very elegant feel, makes it feel unique. And this is what it looks like. So the violin is raised up, not just from the suspension system on the bottom of the violin, but also from right over here. That's what it does. That's what the violin case does. So you have the bottom being lifted slightly, and then you also have this foam, securing the violin if it ever does fall. And if you have a very expensive investment of your instrument, you want to be considering that, if your violin falls, if you don't have insurance, it's a very costly repair on a very antique instrument. So you want to be able to get the most out of this case. That's why the case is so expensive. So that is the Negri violin case. Now, if you want more reviews of violin cases, leave a like and leave a comment down below to see what other types of violin cases you want me to review. And this is not a sponsored video. I figured that this would just value the community and the audience, because I don't find too many Negri violin case reviews out there. But to sum it up, the pros: it's a very good violin case. You have a good exterior for water repellent, water resistant texture, so that way it's not going to get into the violin case. You have a good suspension system. You have like very minor details around the violin case that makes it feel special, and you have a lot of storage. The cons: it is expensive, and it is kind of on the heavier side. So if you can live with those things, then this is a good violin case for you.